last thing we hear?
I don't know.
We talked about knew when to take action.
Yeah.
So another point is that Abraham listened to God.
Yeah.
He had his moments where he struggled, moments of quasi obedience. He wasn't fully obedient, but he found a way to stay in the faith, and he found a way to always find his way back to God. Like he dug a bunch of wells, and he built a bunch of altars also. That's right. But he built a bunch of altars in the name of God. So let's talk about the circumcision. So Abraham also received the covenant of circumcision.
Yeah. So he got a blessing and a covenant.
Yes.
So that's
it's a whole lot.
He had a lot to dissect.
Yes. So essentially God said that, this will be a sign of my people, that they'll have the circumcision.
Yeah.
And for babies that are born, they are to be circumcised on the 8th day. Yeah. I saw some studies, and it said that from a newborn baby, by the time they reach 8 days old, like their body is prepared, like basically their complete immune system is in place or whatever, what they need to fight germs, bacteria, but also what they need to heal. So God, in all his wisdom, he didn't just randomly pick a day. Like research shows by day number between days 5 and 7. So by 8, everything is in place for the baby to completely heal healthily. Wow. Yeah. So
a connection between science and theology.
Yeah.
Who would have thought? Right?
Yeah, exactly. How dare you?
How dare you?
So God gave him the covenant of circumcision, and the Bible says that very same day, all of the men in his family, even the male servants, were circumcised. Abraham was 90 at this point.
Yeah.
It would take a long time to heal from circumcision at age 90.
Look, they had to hold me down.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I'll be like, you know what? Nah, I think I'm straight. I think I'm straight on that.
And so that's a snapshot, though. That's immediate, full obedience.
Yeah, man.
And within a year of this, his wife gave birth at age 90.
Wow. It's incredible. And you see a lot of that circumcision all through the story and how important it was, or getting away from it in the New Testament. So it's all throughout the story. So
God said if they weren't circumcised, he'd cut them off from the covenant.
Yeah. I heard Myron, I don't know how true this is, Myron Golden said covenant is like a cut. Have you heard him say that? A covenant is a cut. But it's a real deal. It's more than just a high five. This is more stronger than a partnership. It's stronger than a relationship. It's a covenant, a blood covenant.
So, Myron Golden has talked about it, but it's also in Genesis. So when striking a covenant with another person, you take an animal, you cut it in half or whatever, then you walk around that half, I walk around this half, and then and then basically we're cutting, like you said, cutting a covenant or whatever. So when Abraham received one of these covenants in his dream, and in his dream, because Abraham had actually prepared it already. He took the animals because God told him what animals to get, cut them in half, whatever, lay the animals out. And Abraham was like waiting expectantly, like, okay, God, when you gonna come so we can cut this covenant? Abraham goes to sleep, and he sees God walk through the covenant. So God fulfilled both ends of the covenant by himself, because he don't need us, so to speak, or whatever. So man, it's pretty amazing, man.
Yeah,
like, I never remembered that part. Until I read it again recently.
I thought it was interesting. So this is kind of Abraham's. He lived to be 175.
That's correct.
So 100 years past his call. So call it 75, another 100 years. But the Bible says that both sons buried him. So both Isaac and Ishmael buried him. So there was some reconciliation. We talk about the family challenges. So here's a person who had all kind of family problems for 100 years, right? But there still could have been some reconciliation between the two boys. They both ended up being blessed, and I just thought that was interesting. Maybe they worked it out kind of in the end.
I believe so. I mean, I absolutely believe so. Just going off. Well, for one, he finished strong in the faith. He didn't fall to the wayside when God gave him all these riches or whatever. And yes, the brothers came together to bury him. If you jump another couple of generations, you see Jacob and Esau bury their father also.
Yeah.
After being, hey, you stole my birthright, I'm gonna kill you.
That was
and
Isaac,
he had to
right?
go off. Huh?
That was Isaac, right?
That was no. That was Jacob and Esau.
Yeah, but they
the
were
twins. Yeah, Isaac was the father.
Right.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Isaac was the father. Yeah. So 2 generations down.
Yeah.
These 2 brothers. It took. They had to be apart for 20 years, and then one came back to the other, and there was a reconciliation, and it showed that those 2 brothers buried their father.
Yeah.
So I think when it says that, being buried by your father. I mean, when it shows multiple people bearing, I believe there is a level of reconciliation, even though the Bible don't say that.
Yeah.
Because it says that Ishmael, he died in the presence of his family. So that means that, that's like everybody's together on one accord. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, holla at me. Holla at your boy.
Yeah.
Holla at your HBO. But that's
reconciliation.
Yeah, that's how I view it, man. But yes, so.
What can we learn? Any for guys, and I'm not saying guys are the only guys that people that watch, but
that's a majority. That is a majority, overwhelmingly. Yeah, it's fine.
What can we learn from this?
Once you make a mistake, go back to God. And that's similar in David's story also, because David was a wild man, but he sought God with his heart, and we talked about how Abraham was steadily in communion with God. Even when you mess up, you're still chosen.
Yeah,
he still wants to use you. You haven't disqualified yourself, but you need to get yourself back in alignment, back in right standing.
Right, and you don't have to be perfect. It's not about perfection.
Mm-hmm.
God can use, and God will use anybody.
Yes. So
Abraham, even after his call, right? So it's still a lot of flaws post call. So the man ended up having a child with his maid or his slave. It's some moral challenges in there as well, but God still used them to end up being the patriarch, one of the patriarchs of the faith. So so God can use anybody, I think, is another part.
And I think this answered a question we asked on one of our last episodes, like, is there a good father? Is that an example of a good father in the Bible? Abraham was a good father.
Yeah.
Because after Sarah died, because Sarah died at like 125, I think. It's actually this is interesting, that's the only lifespan where it shows the number for a female in the Bible.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's how significant she was. She's the mother.
Yeah.
He's the patriarch, she's the matriarch.
Yeah, that's right.
I lost my point.
What can we learn from Abraham? God uses anybody. It's not about perfection. It's about obedience, being obedient to the call. Call goes out. A lot of trials and tribulations.
Yes, so he was a good father.
He was a good father.
Because he actually had other children afterwards.
That's right.
And the Bible says that, he said he gave Isaac everything. He's the heir, But it also said that he gave gifts to these other mothers and children, but he sent them off to the east to separate them from Isaac because he set them holy.
That's right.
So he took care of his children.
He took care of his folk. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
So
cool, man. Cool.
I think we done hit that with a fine tooth comb.
With
Spaceballs, comb the desert.
So that's Abraham. One of the great stories, Old Testament Genesis. But we can learn a lot from it about obedience, about resilience, about being just committed and not knowing the journey, but being committed to God's promise.
Patience. Because usually when you talk about patience, people throw out Job. Some people throw out Joseph because Joseph waited half the time, from 17 to 30, being sold to slavery to becoming, the prime minister. Abraham waited 25 years just to get his son, the first son.
That's right.
Well, the son by the heir, his heir. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The son by his wife. So, yeah, man, patience. In between promise and that's the way my pastor put it. In between promise and prophecy, there's a season of testing.
Yeah.
And so,
trust in God, complete trust. Had to, right?
Yes.
Had to.
Is it, man?
Cool.
All right. Thanks for watching.
Like, comment,
share
subscribe.
it with somebody.
Yeah.
Everybody knows at least one person.
That's right.
Who could use this. So share it with somebody.
That's right.
Yep, that's it.
All right.
Peace out.
Peace.